On the midterm for my first-year meteorology class, I often give an extra credit question that goes like this. It's midsummer and you're being soaked by a thunderstorm, but 3 miles away, a snowstorm is raging. Explain. I get plenty of colorful answers, but the one I'm looking for is pretty simple. The 3 miles is straight up in the atmosphere where it's often cold enough to snow even in summer. And this situation happened recently in an unlikely place, Hawaii. Now, you probably heard about Hurricane Lala, which pummeled the Hawaiian Islands last weekend with torrential rain and strong winds. The track of its center was nearly parallel to the island chain, but close enough so that the storm affected every major island without ever making landfall. It's rare for hurricanes to affect Hawaii. The surrounding waters typically don't get much warmer than the lower 80s, which is near the minimum needed to sustain hurricanes. Here, the colored lines represent the paths of every hurricane that's come close to the islands since 1950. There are only 9 lines here, and just 2 intersect any of the islands, in both cases Kauai. That purple line is a direct hit from Category 4 Hurricane Iniki in September 1992. The island of Hawaii, the so-called Big Island, hasn't experienced a hurricane landfall since 1871. Now, the eye of Hurricane Lala didn't come ashore on the Big Island, so it didn't officially make landfall. But the outer edge of the eye wall scraped the southern end of the island, so it was the first direct impact from a hurricane since that 1871 storm. The Big Island, which is roughly the size of Connecticut, is home to the 2 highest peaks in the state, Mauna Kea and Mauna Loa, both nearly 14,000 feet tall. As Lala passed south of the island, moist easterly winds rose quickly up their eastern slopes, producing prodigious rains. Much of the east side of the island got 20 inches or more. The maximum was 43 inches plus. Only Hurricane Lane in 2018 and a storm named Hiki in 1950 produced more in the state. Now back to that snow. It's not unusual in the cold season for snow to fall near the peaks of Mauna Loa and Mauna Kea. This image from early February of last year shows some clouds along the east side of the island, but those 2 bright white circular blobs mark fresh snow on the summits. Well, Lala briefly brought snow to the summit of Mauna Kea last Saturday, captured fleetingly on a webcam. And the meteorology supports this. Here's temperature data from a balloon launched around the time of the snow from Hilo, just 25 miles from Mauna Kea, but at sea level, where the temperature was just shy of 80. But at the summit of Mauna Kea, the temperature was in the mid-30s, with plenty of colder air above, certainly sufficient to produce at least some wet snowflakes. This was exceedingly rare, not only because it's summer, but because the storm producing the snow was of tropical origin. The only other time I can think of when a tropical system directly produced snow was Hurricane Sandy, which dumped more than 2 feet in parts of the mountains of West Virginia. Not only did Mauna Kea get snow from Lala, it also recorded the storm's highest wind gust of 140 miles per hour. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a moment with more.